The average person will say, I want to do XYZ. If that person is religious, they'll say, Im Yirtzeh Hashem, if it's the will of Hashem. Or they'll say, Be'ezrat Hashem, with God's help. But typically it's once during a conversation or during a statement. Here we see that the Gaon Vilna breaks up this letter in such a fashion that each statement in its own right has a special request from HaKadosh Baruch Hu and a special teachings for us. Where after giving the respect to his mom, he also, another way to honor his mom, he pleads with her not to have sorrow that he's going away, not to cry over him, and as his end of the bargain, he's going to pray for her when he gets to Yerushalayim. As a side note, the Gaon Vilna never made it to Eretz Yisrael. He tried to go up there twice and never succeeded. The Chafetz Chaim also tried to go to Eretz Yisrael, never succeeded. One Rosh Yeshiva had a Bachur come to him and his yeshiva say to him, Kvod Harav, I don't think the Mishnah Berurah, the Chafetz Chaim, I don't think he's right about this one thing. The Rosh Yeshiva says to this Bachur, let me tell you a story. But the Chafetz Chaim, Chafetz Chaim tried to make Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael. And one day, says to his yeshiva, making Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael, goodbye. He used to plead with Hashem for every single step that he would take. He would go up the steps, say, Hashem, please have mercy on me and let my foot reach the step and land safely. Once he took the step, another step. Please, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, help me with the next step. Then finally, thank you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you helped me with all the steps. Literally every step of his day. Constantly talk to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He went in the carriage after saying goodbye. Shortly after, the wheel broke. The guy fixed it while the Chafetz Chaim is praying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And they start again. A little while later, not so far from the city, breaks again. Spare. Shortly later, it breaks again. After the third break, Chafetz Chaim says to the guy, let's turn around. They're telling me from Shamayim that Kadosh Baruch Hu does not want me to make Aliyah. And he turned around and he stopped trying to go make Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael. So the Rosh Yeshiva asked the Bachur, how did the Chafetz Chaim know that in Shamayim they don't want him to make Aliyah and it's not the Yetzer Hara just getting in the way? Bachur says, I don't know. Rosh Yeshiva says, I don't know either. But the Chafetz Chaim knew. The Chafetz Chaim knew. Not after the first time. Not after the second time. But after the third time, he knew it's from Shamayim not to make Aliyah. So before you disagree with what the Chafetz Chaim says, just know who you're dealing with. Somebody knows what's going on in Shamayim. The Gaon Vilna tried and he didn't succeed to go up to Eretz Yisrael, but he did succeed in giving us this letter. Despite not succeeding in the trip, he succeeded in teaching us an endless amount of Torah, Baruch Hashem. And here, the Gaon Vilna teaches us another thing. Well, first and foremost, he talks differently. Unlike the average person that says Be'ezrat Hashem once, or Im Yirtzeh Hashem once, he uses it multiple times. And he says that if Hashem wills it, and I merit to stand in the holy city of Yerushalayim, showing us, Rabotai Karim, that regardless of what destination you want to go to, whether that destination is a higher income, or a new house, or a new city, or a new relationship. Always remember, Im Yirtzeh Hashem. If it is the will of Hashem, it will be. And if it's not happening, simply means it's not the will of Hashem. There's no reason for you to cry. There's no reason for you to be depressed. There's no reason for you to complain. There's no reason for you to get angry. If it didn't happen, it simply means that at this point, it is not the will of Hashem. And I promise you, he's not wrong. Now, it may be the will of Hashem after you pray some more, so we're not discouraging you from praying. It may be the will of Hashem if you have more merits. But currently, if it didn't happen, if you didn't get to that new house, if you didn't get that new thing, if you didn't get that relationship, if you didn't get that new job, if you didn't get that increase in salary, if whatever you wanted to happen did not happen, if you did not arrive at a certain destination, it simply means it was not the will of Hashem. And without the will of Hashem, you cannot even breathe a single breath. The Gaon Vilna tells us, first and foremost, you need to know before any journey that you take, whether it's a small journey of taking one step towards the bathroom or towards the door to go to work, whether it's opening your eyes to start the day or to learn Torah, always remember, Im Yirtzeh Hashem. If it's the will of Hashem, you're going to get your destination. Second, I will pray for you as I promised, and if we merit it, we shall be reunited. The second thing that the Gaon Vilna teaches us is that even he, the Gaon, the Tzaddik, and his mother, the Tzaddikah, Kdosha, need merits. Needless to say, we need merits. For what? For everything that we want. For everything that we need. You need more air in your lungs, you need merit. You need more money in your pocket, you need merit. You need a bet knesset that's a kosher bet knesset, you need merit. You want to get married, you need merits. How do I get merits? More mitzvot, more chesed, more tzedakah, more tshuva, more praying, more good. Do good because it's good to do good for you. When a person starts thinking, oh, I didn't get what I want because it's not the will of Hashem, but that's where it ends. No. It's not the will of Hashem because of something. Why is it not the will of Hashem for me to get this job? Why is it not the will of Hashem for me to get married? Why is it not the will of Hashem for the shidduch to want to marry me even though I want to marry him? Why is it not the will of Hashem for me to have kids? Why is it not the will of Hashem for me to heal? Why is it not the will of Hashem? It's not the will of Hashem because I don't have enough merits. That's why it's not the will of Hashem. I don't have enough merits. Gotta be real. But that's not something that should make you hopeless. That's something to make you hopeful. Why? Because merits is something you can always get. Go pray, you got more merits. Go learn more Torah, go more merits. Go do Kiruv, endless merits. Go learn Torah, endless merits. Do Teshuva, endless merits. Become modest, endless merits. There are certain things that you can do that earn you merits without even trying. A woman that's modest is a walking Kiddush Hashem. She's earning merits simply by wearing clothes. A man that's religious and learns Torah and looks like a Jew, has peyot, those peyot, that look of Judaism earns you merits like a mezakeh rabim, say the Chachamim. Like someone that is actually benefiting the public because he looks Jewish. He's earning merits for simply doing something that doesn't require any effort because the hair grows by itself. Doesn't require any effort other than simply using your eyes to look at Torah instead of a shtuyot. All you gotta do is learn Torah. All you gotta do is do mitzvot. All you gotta do is function in the world and sanctify everything that you do. You have to eat, right? Regardless of whether you're religious or you're not religious, you have to eat, right? So, before you eat, make sure it's kosher. And before you eat, make a blessing. Either way, you have to eat. Only difference is, between you and the goy, is that you're going to make a blessing, you're going to eat kosher food. Regardless, you have to eat. You got to go to the bathroom, right? Regardless, you got to go to the bathroom. Only difference is, when you finish the bathroom, make sure, of course, wash your hands, but after that, say Asher Etzah, thank you, Kadosh Baruch Hu, for all of these tubes being open when they need to be open, and closed when they need to be closed, and your body functioning. Thank you, Kadosh Baruch Hu, for you being able to go to the bathroom. Imagine every single time a person went to the bathroom, he would scream his lungs out. Imagine, Rebbe Kadosh suffered that problem. Many tzaddikim suffered such a problem. Needless to say, if you don't suffer such a problem, and even if you do, you have to thank Kadosh Baruch Hu endlessly. All you have to do is, you took something that's disgusting and sanctified it. Like I heard Rav Chaim, Rav Eliyahu ben Chaim, Shichyeh, say, there is the parable of the filthy sheep, the filthy sheep. Somebody took a filthy sheep. Oh, it was, ooh, smelly, disgusting. Disgusting. What did he do? Took off all of the wool, slaughtered it in a kosher way, used it as a korban in the Bet HaMikdash. Used it as kosher food for Shabbat. What did he just do? He turned something filthy into something holy. That's our job in the world. That's our job in the world. So, all of the things that a person does in the world, all you got to do is sanctify it. You want to be intimate? Just make sure it's your wife and she's Torah. That's it. No one's telling you to be celibate like the Christian pretend to be. No one is telling you to be some quiet guy like some monk. Live your life, but sanctify it. Sanctify it. When you do, you earn merits. When you do, you earn merits. And when you earn merits that even the Gaon Vilna says he needs in order to see his mother once again, in order to be reunited with his family once again, he needs merits even for that. He doesn't count on the merits that he has. He says, I need more merits to see you again. I need more merits to be reunited with the family again. Even the Gaon Vilna understands that he needs more merits. Needless to say, we need more merits. In order for what we want to be the will of HaShem. And let's just say you did everything you could, and you did the mitzvot, and you did Teshuva, and Hashem Yishmor, something bad happened. Because it happens in the world. Somebody died, because people don't live forever. Something happened, because nothing is perfect in this world. Always remember the step number 3 that the Gaon Vilna reminds us. After he tells us if it's the will of Hashem, after he tells us that we need merit, he says, if it's the will of the Master of Mercy, meaning, don't think for a moment that you are more merciful than God. Don't think for a moment that your pain is greater than the pain that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has. Meaning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves you more than you love yourself. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants good for you more than you want for yourself. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows that all of the pain and agony that you will sometimes deal with, whether it's Hashem Yishmor, death, sickness, poverty, loss of any kind whatsoever, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu does all of the accounting, the good that you did, the bad that you did, this carnation, the previous carnation, the outcome, the cause. He knows how much suffering you're dealing with. And he knows how much suffering you're going to deal with. And he still does it. Despite the fact that you said, if it's the will of Hashem, and I'm going to earn more merits, and you still got pain. What does that mean? That means that that pain that you are dealing with is the best possible thing that you can get out of all of the options that are available to you at this moment. Yeah, but I said if it's the will of Hashem. Exactly, it is the will of Hashem. To cause you pain is the will of Hashem today in order to cause you pleasure in the future. Yeah, but I earned merit, so why should I get pain? Because the pain is necessary at times in order to have pleasure. Such as the pain of pregnancy. No woman in her right mind says, I want to have pain of labor. But she's willing to take it because she knows that once she deals with the agony of pregnancy, with the agony of the labor, she'll have pleasure from this baby for the rest of her life. Especially if she nurtures that baby with an endless amount of Torah throughout his or her life. Then she will really enjoy that baby and the babies that baby brings in the future. So it was worth it to have the pain of carrying this baby, of delivering this baby, agony that's unlike any other, that if a single man experienced it for a moment, they would die. That's why Kadosh Baruch Hu only allows a woman, and will only allow a woman to carry a baby, because no man in the world can deal with such pain. When a man has a kidney stone, he wants to kill himself. Needless to say, a baby, no man in the world can understand or fathom the pain that a woman has to deal with. To carrying the baby, to deliver the baby, to raise the baby. Wake up in the middle of the night every single day for the rest of her life practically. Wake up because you have to feed him. Wake up because you have to dress him. Wake up because you have to change him. Wake up because you have to walk around with him. Wake up because, for no reason whatsoever, because they're crying. Wake up because they got out of bed. Wake up because they haven't come home early enough. Wake up because they're this. Wake up because of that. For the rest of her life, she has to wake up because of this kid. And she's still doing it again and again and again. If it's a Jewish home that's full of Torah, Baruch Hashem, as often as possible every year, there's Mazal Tov. Why? Because the pain is worth it. Because the pain is worth it. Because the pleasure is endless. But people that don't understand why they're even in this world typically don't want kids. They want a pet. As soon as they have some type of pain after one kid, maybe two, they don't want kids anymore. They'd rather get a dog. Maximum lifetime, 12, 13, 14 years, 15 years. If he's a pit bull, maybe 19. And if they really like animals, they'll get a Tuki. Live for 25, 30 years. But they don't want a kid. Why? Oh, too painful. That's a person that lives for themselves, that will die by themselves. But a Jew that understands that they're here to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu and knows that everything in this world has to be the will of Hashem. And in order for the will of Hashem to be the same thing as what I want, and in order for the same thing that I want to be the same as he wants, I have to have merit. I have to have merit. And if what I want, after I tried my best, doesn't happen, that means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving me the best option that I can possibly get at this moment in order to give me something even better down the road. In order to give me something better down the road, I need this pain for whatever reason. Only He knows. Only He knows. But once I know that, I no longer have any concerns of what will be. I no longer have any worries of what will be. I no longer have any concerns of all of the things that are happening. My only concern, what do I need to do now? How do I proceed forward? What tools do I have to deal with the circumstances? How do I get myself more merits? How do I get myself more merits? If I'm more modest, would that give me more merits? Yes. If I learn more Torah, is that going to give me more merits? Sure. Give more tzedakah, is that going to give me more merits? Sometimes. Why sometimes? If I give it for the sake of Torah, that's kosher Torah, more merits. Non-kosher Torah, less merits. Give it for things that are holy, more merits. Things that are go against Hashem, less. I do the will of Hashem, more. Against Hashem, less. Modest dressed reaches all the way to the floor, more. Short dress barely covering the knees? Less. Mitpachat tznuah? More. Wig longer than the exile? Less. Watch my mouth, not say too much? More. Talk like a parrot? Less. Learn Torah and use this mouth for only holy things? More. Talk about people and their personal lives? Less. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to have more. And you want you to have more. The Gaon Vilna says, it starts with modesty. If you're modest, clothing, behavior, speech, everything becomes easy. The merit account starts working on its own. It's on autopilot increase. The Torah flows from your mouth like a river. Your marriage works itself out. The kids give you chidushim before they go to sleep. Abba, did you know that a korban is not the same thing as what the Goyim call a sacrifice? Abba, do you know that a pe'ah doesn't only mean wig, it also means the end of the field? Who doesn't want their little kids telling them words of wisdom before they go to sleep, instead of the nonsense that you hear people talk during their day? You want more? Torah is the instruction set, and the Chachamim are simply telling us how to read it. Be'ezrat Hashem, this too will be a CHIZUK for us, for you, for all of Am Yisrael and the righteous Noahides that want to do the will of Hashem, that want more merits, that want more emet, because the emet is the only thing that's worth anything in this world and the next. Baruch Adonai Leolam, Amen v'Amen.